Hi, Kellie Byrnes, all the way from the Sunshine Coast. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Happy to be here.
I'm so happy you're here to chat about One Remarkable Reef, which you wrote. Can you tell us a little bit about this story?
So this is a rhyming, counting, sort of bedtime story for young children that introduces them to threatened creatures or potentially threatened creatures on the Great Barrier Reef. So this includes a seabird and dolphins, a couple of different types of dolphins and whales and manta rays and a whole variety of animals for them to sort of get introduced to in a gentle sort of suitable way for the young audience. And Rachel, who did the illustrations, has done a beautiful job of bringing all of these amazing creatures to life, as well as the reef itself. So.
Yeah, and the reef is one of the wonders of the world, and the illustrations are beautiful. But that must have been a challenge for you to explore this enormous space. How did you go about exploring this?
Research is the short answer. A lot of research in books, websites, everywhere that I could find, and just tried to learn as much as I could about which creatures in particular were seen as being most vulnerable, and also learning about the different aspects of these animals and how they live, how they eat, their relationships, what they do, just trying to learn as much accurate information as I could on all of them and up-to-date research so that I could distill that in a gentle introductory way for a young audience. So lots of research mainly.
And why is it important for kids to understand what creatures are threatened and the impact of us on the environment?
I think that it's a very topical subject at the moment, obviously with climate change, and there's so many animals under threat. So I think the younger that children start learning about the impacts of humans on the world and on the environment and on creatures, and also looking at what we can do to help animals. To me, I'm an animal lover. I think that's massively important. I think as well that children's literature is a great way for kids to start learning empathy and compassion, and big ideas. And big ideas can be introduced in small sort of bite-sized ways for young audiences, and really help them to start sort of thinking about all of the world out there that they may not necessarily see right in front of them, but that is out there. So.
Yeah, and all these books are by Queensland authors and illustrators for younger Queenslanders. Why is that important that young Queenslanders get to hear these stories?
I think that Queensland is such a remarkable statement. I think there's just so much in the state to explore for kids to learn about exactly all the remarkable things and environments and creatures and historical stories and places in the state. So I think it's wonderful that through this program, so many young children will get to learn about what is in their state.
Yeah, and what does it mean for you personally to be part of this series?
It's so exciting. To me, children's literacy is one of the most important things in the world, which is why I write children's books. So being a part of a program with the First Five Forever program, part of the State Library of Queensland, anything that encourages young children to develop a love of books and stories and like I said before, compassion and empathy and all those things that come with being exposed to books. I think that's such a wonderful thing. So I'm excited to be a part of this series and help have my little stamp on that, and hopefully encourage some Queensland children to want to see the reef in person and want to learn more about it.
And we're excited that you're part of it all too, Kellie. And it's been so wonderful to chat to you today. Thanks for joining us, and have a great time on the Sunshine Coast.
Thanks for your time.